Meghan Markle posted a bizarre video on her social media yesterday, which sent several people into absolute meltdown. It is the cringiest, most uncomfortable piece of tape I've seen in a long time. I'm sorry, but I'm going to make you watch it.
In a jaw-dropping twist, Prince Harry is now rumored to be gearing up for a lawsuit against American TV host Megyn Kelly. This explosive move comes after Kelly launched a scathing attack on Meghan Markle's latest Instagram video, where the Duchess was seen dancing and even twerking in an attempt to induce labor. Kelly slammed the clip, calling it a fake baby bump, a desperate stunt, and a humiliating spectacle, sparking outrage from Harry, who's famous for fiercely defending Meghan in the press.
Deeply problematic on a number of levels. Number one, here's the problem. We don't like you, Meghan Markle. We don't like you. And no amount of posting videos that you think are going to humanize you will make us like you. You've already shown us your true colors. We know who you are. You helped kill the Queen.
But is this lawsuit threat really just another sign that Prince Harry is spiraling and losing his grip on the story? Let's break down what's happening. Prince Harry's furious reaction to Megyn Kelly's latest scathing commentary about Meghan Markle's Instagram video exploded across the headlines. Insiders close to the Sussex Circle claim that Harry's legal team wasted no time, immediately firing off a cease and desist letter to Kelly, demanding a retraction and a public apology. This bold legal move goes way beyond one TV host's harsh words.
So she has absolutely no love lost between her and most people who may be somewhat warm towards the royal family, even if we're not big on royalty. She's reportedly bullied virtually everybody who's ever worked for her. She can't keep his staff in London. She can't keep his staff in Montecito.
This is a rare escalation for Prince Harry, who usually tries to balance his polished public image with quieter legal fights behind the scenes. Now, by directly going after Kelly, Harry is showing just how sensitive and frustrated he's become about Meghan's treatment in the media, especially when the coverage is mocking or laced with sarcasm. Kelly's viral moment, where she openly mocked Meghan's twerking to induce labor and called the pregnancy a fake baby bump, clearly pushed Harry over the edge. The legal notice from Harry's team accused Kelly of defamation and ordered her to stop spreading what they claim are false and humiliating statements that damage the Duchess's reputation. But this dramatic step could unleash chaos. Harry is treading dangerously between standing up for his wife and pushing away a public that already thinks he's too thin-skinned.
So no amount of humanizing videos, even if she managed to find one, are going to work. You know, if you actually are a good person, you don't show up at the Uvalde mass school shooting and put yourself on camera and make it about you. You don't see photo op.
Now, the big question is, does Harry's aggressive legal attack actually protect him, or is it just pushing him even further into isolation? And what about Meghan's carefully crafted public image, the one they've spent millions trying to shape? Is it now at risk? Megyn Kelly's takedown of Meghan Markle was lightning fast, brutally harsh, and impossible to ignore. During her broadcast, Kelly held nothing back as she mocked the Duchess's Instagram video, where Megyn, clearly pregnant, danced and twerked in a bid to bring on labor. Kelly called the whole scene a desperate cry for attention, and even went as far as sarcastically labeling Meghan's baby bump as fake. This wasn't just a passing jab. Kelly tore into the video with ruthless humor, describing it as painful to watch and a symbol of Meghan's over-the-top, performative public image. The clip went viral almost instantly, racking up millions of views and unleashing a storm of reactions. Some backed Kelly's brutal take, while others slammed it as unnecessarily cruel.
But the truth is, you've seen the documents. There are papers in which this behavior is documented going back to, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's October of 2018. This was not a made-up scandal because she went on Oprah.
This viral firestorm captured a wave of public skepticism. Many now see Meghan's attempts to seem relatable and modern as awkward and fake. Critics claim that her dancing and constant pregnancy updates come across as staged PR moves, not authentic moments at all. For Harry, who's made a name for himself as Meghan's staunch defender, Kelly's viral mockery felt like an attack he just couldn't let slide. But instead of shutting down the backlash, Prince Harry's threat to sue Megyn Kelly has exploded in his face.
Memo making the bullying accusation was in October of 2018. First of all, Harry's talks about the palace. And this is an allegation that Meghan's lawyers made when they responded to me, that this was clearly an attempt to smear by Buck.
Social media quickly turned on Prince Harry, with people branding him a snowflake who can't handle even the lightest bit of satire. Memes poking fun at Meghan's dance were everywhere on platforms like Twitter and TikTok, and hashtags like Harry sues for dancing shot to the top of the trends. The backlash grew, with more and more voices accusing Harry of trying to shut down free speech and punish honest media commentary. Commentators and comedians wasted no time ridiculing the idea that a celebrity could silence criticism just because of a funny viral video. The storm didn't stay online either. Major media outlets started questioning Harry's judgment, arguing that his rush to call in the lawyers only exposes his deep insecurity and total lack of resilience.
There's Meghan portraying herself as a victim of the palace, essentially. And they wanted to say that there are other victims out here. And if they put their story out after Oprah, it just would have been lost in the noise. No one would have paid any attention. And it also would have come across as sour grapes.
These are warning signs for anyone hoping to be seen as a modern public figure. Prince Harry's efforts to control the story have only made things worse, cementing the view that the Sussexes just can't handle public criticism with any real maturity. And this isn't the first time Harry's come out swinging with aggressive legal threats against the press. Ever since stepping away from royal life, both Harry and Meghan have turned to the courts again and again to protect their reputation, filing lawsuits against tabloids and broadcasters over stories they insist are defamatory or a massive invasion of privacy. Just look at their high-profile privacy battle against the Mail on Sunday for publishing Meghan's personal letter to her father.
Claim in the book to have seen receipts, so to speak, of the bullying, including, you read as follows. On October 26, 2018, just as Harry and Meghan were flying from Tonga to Sydney for the Invictus Games, Jason, is it Knopf? Is that how you pronounce his name?
Knopf, yeah.
Jason Knopf, who...
From suing over paparazzi photos to targeting unauthorized biographies, the Sussexes have made lawsuits their go-to tactic. Even though they scored some legal victories, these courtroom battles have left them with a reputation for being overly defensive and lawsuit-happy. Critics claim this strategy exposes a bigger issue. Rather than facing criticism openly or letting their image grow on its own, Harry and Meghan keep firing off lawsuits at every bad headline. This constant legal warfare might guard their privacy, but it comes at a major public relations cost.
Out of the household in the past year, the Duchess seems intent on always having someone in her sights. She is bullying X, name withheld by author, and seeking to undermine her confidence. We have report after report from people who have witnessed unacceptable behavior toward X, despite the universal views from her.
But these lawsuits do little to win over the public or build any real goodwill. This latest threat against Megyn Kelly is just more of the same, a glaring sign that Harry still can't handle the tricky world of media without immediately reaching for legal action. Instead of boosting their image, this move makes them look even more fragile and disconnected from how public life actually works. The viral uproar over Megyn Kelly's satire isn't just about a dance video. It's a symbol of a much bigger crisis for Meghan Markle's reputation, even after spending millions on branding and PR.
Also showed me, should we say, physical evidence of other conversations backing up the allegation of bullying and testimony from members of staff about the effect that Meghan's behavior had on.
The once carefully built image of Megyn as genuine, relatable, and modern is now being called out as nothing more than a mask. Both critics and everyday viewers are getting tired of Meghan's highly polished and staged moments, from perfectly produced cooking segments to emotional podcasts that many slam as performative and fake. The dancing pregnancy video was just the newest example, sparking claims that she cares more about putting on a show than being truly sincere. For someone who made her name as a champion of authenticity and connection, this loss of credibility is a total disaster. Meghan's increasing distance from public empathy is highlighted by scandals just like this.
Don't worry, if there's literally anyone else I could get to do this, I would. And that poor person was absolutely crushed. And just one of the many examples of being, completely squashed by Meghan. And a short while later, Prince William saw this person.
Now, even something as simple as a playful dance turns into a target for ridicule instead of celebration. Prince Harry's fierce defense of Meghan is tangled up with his ongoing fallout from both the royal family and the media world. Ever since leaving royal duties behind, Harry has been fighting an uphill battle to spin a positive story for himself and Meghan, constantly casting the press as the bad guys. But this defensive shell has only pushed them further into isolation. Instead of earning back trust with the public or reconnecting with his royal roots, Harry keeps leaning on legal threats, combative media tactics, and rare public appearances that do nothing to soften his public image. The Megyn Kelly controversy proves just how Harry's protective streak can spiral into full-blown overreactions, turning people off instead of bringing them closer. It paints a picture of someone who's becoming more desperate to control every headline, while refusing to accept that criticism simply comes with being famous. These legal threats and noisy feuds aren't just awkward, they're draining. The mounting legal bills for Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, including their latest threats against Megyn Kelly, are piling up, with estimates running into the millions. Their high-flying lifestyle, bankrolled by huge deals with Netflix, Spotify, and wealthy backers, is reportedly being squeezed by this endless legal drama. Now, critics are asking if this non-stop legal warfare and public scandal cycle is even sustainable, especially as big projects like Meghan's podcast and Netflix series have flopped. With more financial pressure to keep their image spotless, every single public mistake or satirical jab could end up costing them a fortune in court battles. It's become a vicious cycle, and the Megyn Kelly episode is just one piece of a much bigger and growing pattern. But this isn't just a one-off incident. It's part of a bigger cultural backlash facing Harry and Meghan. Recent polls in both the UK and the US show their popularity sliding fast, especially with younger, media-savvy audiences who once might have been their biggest supporters. Their messages about wokeness and social change are now often greeted with side-eye or flat-out ridicule, as more people see them as disconnected or simply using causes for their own benefit. The gap between the Sussexes and the public keeps growing, and viral moments like the dance video only make it worse. Harry's dramatic legal threats add even more fuel to the fire, making the couple look hopelessly out of step with the values and sense of humor shared by everyday people. As their support base shrinks, their ability to shape culture and build a legacy outside the royal family takes a huge hit, a total disaster for two people who were once beloved around the world. Meghan's carefully built image of authenticity is breaking apart under wave after wave of public mockery, highlighted by the intense backlash over her pregnancy dance video. Harry's constant legal counterattacks only serve to push them further away from both the royal institution and the media, draining their finances and public goodwill at the same time. Meanwhile, a wider cultural rejection keeps growing, fueled by what's seen as fake activism and an inability to take a joke. Together, all of this spells nothing but trouble for the Sussexes' public future. Even with their efforts to control the story through splashy interviews and exclusive deals, Meghan and Harry now face non-stop suspicion and criticism from the biggest media players. Unlike other celebrities who manage to weather scandals with clever PR moves, every stumble the Sussexes make gets blown up and picked apart without mercy. Their constant habit of blaming the press for every single negative headline has only turned journalists against them, making the media even less sympathetic. Now, every story about Meghan and Harry is covered with extra caution, often pointing out contradictions, questionable facts, or even outright fabrications coming straight from their own camp. The fallout from Meghan's viral dancing video and Harry's extreme threat to sue Megyn Kelly shows just how easily their reactions add fuel to the fire. Instead of silencing their critics, these over-the-top responses just generate even more negative headlines, locking them in a vicious cycle where every attempt at damage control backfires in spectacular fashion. This endless loop keeps deepening public distrust and skepticism. Looking ahead, the legacy Meghan and Harry dreamed of building outside the monarchy is in serious danger of total collapse. The brand they once tied to modern values and progress is now mostly associated with drama, legal fights, and ongoing PR disasters. As they keep burning bridges with the royal family, the media, and the public, their options and influence are shrinking fast. If this trend continues, their story could shift from global stardom to a cautionary tale about celebrity, entitlement, and the dangers of trying to rewrite royal history on your own. Meghan's baby bump dance and Harry's lawsuit threats are just the latest symptoms of a much bigger and catastrophic unraveling. Their place in history could be shaped more by these endless controversies than by any positive accomplishments they once promised. With the media now openly doubting everything the Sussexes say and refusing to accept their narratives at face value, Meghan and Harry are under non-stop scrutiny. Their repeated legal threats and dramatic public outbursts only keep this negative trend alive, making it even harder for them to shape their own legacy. Without some serious reconciliation or a major shift in strategy, their lasting impact may end up being all about scandal and spectacle, rather than the positive change they once claimed to stand for.